Stop it, okay? Just stop it right now. Stop chasing clients. Stop this cycle of boom, bust and broken. It's never gonna work and it's never gonna help you. I know exactly how you feel. You get a client, nothing can beat you. Are invincible. You are gonna make $1 million, and this effect lasts, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and then things start to slide because there's no new client, and you start to wonder when the next client's gonna come in, and that feeling of desperation suddenly starts welling up inside you, and the feeling of being over the moon subsides and disappears. And now we start biting our fingernails. When's the next client going to come in? Oh my God, I'm running out of money. I'm running out of this. It's just not going to work. I feel so terrible. I feel so frustrated. I feel so upset. You know what? I'm just going to give this up and go back to my 9 to 5. That is one of the problems of being in this cycle of boom, bust and broken. Desperation, frustration, a distinct lack of focus. And in the worst case scenario, you just chuck it all in and give up. I know, I've been there. I've had situations when I first started out as a hypnotherapist where I get a couple of clients in and I felt amazing. The party's on me, folks. And then it lasted 24, 48 hours and I'd start thinking, oh, I've not had a call. I've not had a strategy call. I've not had an inquiry. What's going wrong? What am I doing wrong? And then I'd start spending all this time overthinking and overanalyzing and worrying and stressing out. It did my health no good whatsoever. And then several times in the first couple of years, I think, you know what, Paul? I'm just going to chuck it all in and get myself a day job. This is too much like hard work. This has to stop now. The reason why you've been doing that is that you don't have a process, you don't have a way of doing things, you're not systemized, and that's what we need to sort out today. So stop chasing clients and do this instead. So the first thing you need to do is to pick a niche. Now I know you're going to say, no Paul, I want to help everybody, because I can help everybody. The world needs me. Well, I hate to break it to you, but the world doesn't need you. There are some people out there that could use your help, absolutely. And you'll find those people once you start to pick a niche. Pick a niche that isn't overwhelmed with other therapists doing all kinds of different bits and pieces, yeah? Find a niche that works for you. Now, once you've found a niche, become an expert in it. Devour everything you can find out about this niche. Talk to people who are struggling with this. Let's say it's stop smoking. Talk to people who have tried stopping smoking. What have they done? Have they tried patches? Have they tried the gum? Have they switched to vaping? Have they had some form of bizarre hypnotherapy? Have they had hot stones on them? What have they had? What hasn't worked? Why are they still stuck? Talk to your people, become an expert, find out where they congregate. The next thing I need you to do is to start posting content. Post content on all 4 segments of your market and start reaching out to people. Start being the go-to person in your niche. Start answering questions. Be the helpful person, the person that provides value. And when you start doing this consistently, people will start to recognize you as you being the one they need to go to when they want to quit smoking or whatever niche you've chosen. You must be consistent. There's no point in posting once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week, then taking a couple of weeks off and getting back into it. We have to be consistent. Our mind now is not on finding a client, it's on the process. The next step we need to do is to pre-screen our potential clients before they even get on a strategy call with you. You do have a booking system, don't you? If you don't, get one. You need a booking system so when they're booking to see you next Wednesday at 3 o'clock, you get them to complete a questionnaire that answers specific questions, and you can gauge already whether or not that potential client is motivated enough to want to work with you. This is why we charge more than average. I'll come back to that another time. Once you pre-screen that person and you've decided that you can work with them, once you've decided you can work with them, you book them in for the strategy call or you confirm the strategy call. Once you get on that call with the potential client, you listen and you help and you decide. So you listen to what the potential client has to say. You decide if you're going to be able to work with them, if you can help them. There's absolutely no point in going beyond the realms of your capabilities. Now you need to become a salesperson, because at the end of that call, you tell them how you can help them and you tell them your price, and then you zip it. If they agree, they pay you and book in for the first session. Okay, now there's a few bonus tips. Number one, kill your comparisonitis. Stop looking at what Susan and George and Fred down the road are doing. Stop looking at what they're charging. Stop looking at their website. Stop looking at what every other therapist on the planet is doing. Particularly those that have been in the business a year, 5, 10, 15, 20 years more than you have, because it's not gonna help you. It'll just make you feel demoralized and hopeless and helpless, and you may well just chuck it all in. So kill your comparisonitis. The next thing is, please stop competing on price, because Fred down the road is charging 70 quid a session. You decide to go to 65, he goes down to 60, and before you know it, you're both working for 10, 15, 20 quid a session. It's not on. The next thing, please stop selling packages. Ask yourself this question: if you're selling packages of 3, 6, 9 or 12 sessions or even more, are you telling me honestly that you need 12 sessions to help a client fix a problem? That's outrageous. For hypnotherapy, you shouldn't need more than 3 sessions on the outside to help someone with any kind of problem that they've got. And finally, I've said this twice already, I'm going to say it one more time, focus on the process. Find your niche, become an expert in your niche, post content to all 4 segments of your market, do it consistently, be the person that people come to ask questions about your niche. Pre-qualify people before they get on a strategy call. Reach out to people, get people on that strategy call and close them. Rinse and repeat. And last but not least, one of my business coaches has this phrase, 70, 10, 2. The 70 equals 70 conversations you have with people, not about the weather, not about that Lamborghini that just drove down the road. 70 conversations about what you do and how you might be able to help people. And from those 70 conversations, on average, you should get around about 10 sales calls, 10 strategy calls, whatever you call them. And from those 10 strategy calls, even pretty much the worst salesperson on the planet should be able to convert 2 of them. And guess what? It gets better. Because as you progress, as you become better at selling and closing, you'll go from 2 out of 10 to 3 out of 10 over time. Then maybe even 4 or 5 or 6, maybe even 7 out of 10 for the same amount of work you've put in. This is why we focus on the process. Stop that cycle of boom, bust and broke and start focusing on the process. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions you'd like me to cover, just drop a line in the comments below.